Hey everyone, this is Judi with JLBCrafts. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thank you so much for giving me a try. Today I'm going to be setting up and lettering the week of April 12th through the 18th in my big love letters planner following the challenge. This week we're going to learn the H. But before I go there, I wanted to just show you a couple things that I found. So I found this book, Calligraphy Made Easy, at Walmart, in the planner section actually. And it's actually quite a nice book. It's got plenty of practice pages in the back. It's got some special projects you can work on once you've been through all the letters. This says project number 27. The beginning of the book talks about downstrokes are thin, upstrokes are thick. Downstrokes are thick, upstrokes are thin. The angle to hold your pen at, how you really do want to smush the tip down when you're making your thick downstrokes, the 45-degree angle. So I just thought that was a pretty good book. It's got the warm-ups similar to what we did and practice pages. And then it gets into the lowercase alphabet. They call these minuscules. And they're pretty similar to what we've been doing. The B's, we just did our B and our D. They're very, very similar. They do an M and an N similar to me, where they just start with a downstroke instead of starting with a thin upstroke. Their O's are very similar to mine, so I'm kind of liking this book. They do the S's the way that I don't care for, so we'll get to S's. Actually, they talk about S in the middle of the word versus S at the beginning of the word, which this is the first book I've seen where they've actually drawn that distinction. They talk about alternate ways to do, again, lowercase or minuscules. And then it does get into majuscules, capital letters. Capital letters in calligraphy are called majuscules. And we will get into these in the second half of the month. Or I'm sorry, the second half of the year. This is what we start in July. We go back through everything but in capitals. And then it's got some full words. It talks about flourishes. So I thought this was a pretty cool book. It was Walmart, so it wasn't super expensive. And then, like I said, it goes through a whole bunch of projects. So you can actually cut this page out, put your letter in here, and use it in your planner. Make a divider out of it. Who knows? I make sure you do the back half before you rip it out and glue it to something. But anyway, so I wanted to share this, and then I also wanted to share, I saw someone on YouTube, and I apologize if this was you, please let me know, but I saw a handwriting YouTuber doing fat downstrokes and thin upstrokes with Flair pens. This is a lot more than just Flair pens. I had actually a bunch of pens that I wanted to play with. But this light brown here, these first two rows, are this PaperMate Flair. And then this blue is this blue PaperMate Flair. And so if you have broken in PaperMate Flairs, and you can break them in just by pressing on them, these tips do flex. It takes a little work to soften them up, but we can get thin upstrokes and heavy downstrokes with enough pressure. And that pressure reduces as the pen gets broken in. So I'm just doing the word minimum, which is a common practice word. Heavy downs, light ups, heavy down, light up. And I don't know if you can tell or not, but the differentiation between my heavy downstroke and thin upstroke, these are brand new Flairs that I bought while I was at Walmart getting that book. And you can see the fat gets fatter as the pen gets more broken in. So if you look here, follow my handwriting along to the end, it is possible for these to soften, the PaperMate Flairs to soften up, and for you to be able to achieve thick downstrokes and thin upstrokes. I don't think I would have been able to do that 4 months ago. Learning to hand letter and getting it to be more natural to do light upstrokes and heavy downstrokes is what's a big part of what's allowing me to actually be successful at this. So just a couple new discoveries. It is possible to do this kind of stuff with PaperMate Flairs, especially if you don't mind mashing the tips and breaking them in a little bit. I got a 24 pack of these for like $23.97 or something at Walmart, so about $1 a pen. Not a huge investment, and not so much that you'd be worried about kind of mashing the tip to soften it up a little bit. So that's it. That's all the new stuff I've discovered since I was with you last. Let's go ahead and get these pages set up. So I am very much right now into the April Showers Bring May Flowers. And I thought I would go ahead, since I wanted to share that stuff with you, I wanted to do something a little bit quicker for my decorating this week. So these 3 rolls of washi tape came from the Planners Anonymous Rainy Days kit, which has been out for more than a year, so I don't think you're going to be able to get these. But I was really feeling the teals and the blues and the greens that are in these washi tapes, the green ground, not the yellow. I've tried using yellow lettering pens before and they're just too hard for you guys to see. So, but see the gold raindrops. So I'm just going to use these washi tapes to do my decoration this week. I'm going to use the really wide one across the top with a break for April, but otherwise I think I'm going to go pretty much across the whole top of the page. Just going to go ahead and get this started right. Actually, the tip of my washi always loses its sticky no matter how recently I've used it, so I'm going to go ahead and skip the very tip and start this. And it is covering up my orange line, but that's okay. It's not going to bother me too much, so get some straight edge. So I'm just basically going to do everything but the bottom with this. I'm going to do the raindrops along the thin outer edges, and I'm going to do the flowers down the center, and then I'm going to use all blues and greens and teal pens to match with the washi, which I'm kind of excited about. I've done several spreads with this kit and I just love it. I never get tired of it. Doesn't really go with the peachy stripes, but I cannot let that control me, so it's a little bit busy, but I don't care. I like the washi tape. The width of this washi tape actually would have been better down the center, but obviously I don't want my buildings to go sideways. So what I'm going to do, this floral washi tape isn't quite wide enough to fill the sides. So I think what I'm going to do is 3 stripes. I'm going to come right up to the line here, like so, on both sides, and then I'm going to do one that splits the middle. How did your D practice go last week? Did you guys do okay with it? So many of you left me comments that I was being too hard on myself. And I that's so nice of you all. Thank you so much for that. We all are our own worst critics, as the saying goes. But, you know, if seeing me be critical of myself in some small way helps you all maybe realize that you're doing the same thing to yourself, that your handwriting actually probably looks much better than you feel like it does, then win-win for all of us, right? Okay, let's stick these together, sticky side to sticky side. It's busy, but I don't mind. And then I was thinking I would take, I might as well use all 3 washies, right? I was thinking I would take and just cut a bunch of these raindrops. I could just run it straight down, but I don't like how lined up they are. So what I want to do is cut the individual raindrops and just kind of stagger them around a little bit so they don't look quite so much like they've got their marching orders. You know what I mean? There, just staggering them by that tiny little bit, I think, helps a lot, in my opinion. And as I'm doing this spread with all rain, the sun is coming out. The sun wasn't supposed to come out here until next week. I'm actually thinking I want one more for the very top above April. Oops, man, did I cut that crooked. Okay, we need some writing assignment boxes. So I have my big giant combined colorful boxes book. I will link the video in the cards up above on how I created this book. just using Chicago screws, like the new books you can get from Happy Planner. You flip it open and then you can swing pages to the side to get to the section that you need. But the section I need happens to be right here on top. I'm just going to alternate through these different teals and blues. I'm not going to, like I said, worry about the yellow because I think these are going to match just great with this spread. So we're just going to grab all the teals. Those three colors definitely match. Do I want to throw one of these blues in? I don't think I do. I think I want to stick with these three colors. I'm just going to rotate through them like I just did. So let me grab my fine pen. I'm going to use this new Micron pen that I've been loving lately. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use one of those brand new Flairs. I have the navy blue one sitting out. So navy blue like that blue. That'll work. Okay, so Monday the 12th, we have the letter H. Tuesday the 13th, we start with H's at the beginning of the words with held, have. Next, our H is going into the middle with when. And on the 16th, a whim. And then at the end, we have on the 17th, ouch. And on the 18th, bath. And as I stated before, a lot of the words this month, it was nearly impossible to find double letters, words that had double letters that weren't big, long, compound words. So those are our words. And if it's that hard to find one for our writing exercise, then it's going to be super rare to come across one in our actual everyday writing. So I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so I am going to pick my pens and zoom in, and then we can get going with our practice. All right, so these are the pens I picked. I have the kind of aqua blue zebra. I have the gray Fudenosuke. I have this kind of dark, super dark teal Guangna. I don't think I've used this one before. And I have this kind of navy blue Pentel Touch, which kind of matches the darkest teal blues in the buildings and on the flowers. So those are my pens. Let's get started with our lettering practice. So I'm going to do my usual. I'm going to write ace down here to warm up. There really isn't gray in the washi tape color scheme, but I always think of gray rainy days. I think of gray. And none of the other Tombows, they were all very bright, so I thought this was the best option. Ooh, this Guangna is very dry, and I have been storing it tip down. I might have to go to plan B on the Guangna, because it's getting worse, not better. So I'm going to pause this and play with this pen, and if I can't get it to work, I'll pick another pen. Apparently, storing them on their tip is not the way to go, because I tested every one of these and none of them, when I very first got them, and none of them looked this bad. Every one I tried is like completely dried out, and they didn't used to be this way, and I haven't been using them in secret away from you guys. I mostly just use them on camera. So I'm not going to store them on their tip anymore. Like I said, as a scientist, that is completely counterintuitive to me. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to store them flat like I used to. And PaperMate Flair gets the clutch thrown into the mix. I'm going to try using a PaperMate Flair, like I talked about in the intro, and we'll see how it goes. So I am going to change up the order though, because I feel like the PaperMate Flair is by far the stiffest. It's not technically a brush pen, so after this practice round I'm going to start with the PaperMate Flair. It's, like I said, it's not technically a brush pen, so it's by far the stiffest. But I can definitely see a little bit of a difference between thick and thin, so I just don't think I want to use it right next to the floppiest, the Pentel Touch. So we're going to go Flair Zebra Tombow Pentel. Alright, so let's look at the H. There are no surprises here. It's an L with an N attached. It's the N unlike I used to make. It's the N like they teach us, where we start with the up stroke and then come down. But, I mean, no surprises. So let's get started. Alright, so we're going to start with, like I said, we're going to start with the PaperMate Flair. It is very, very stiff, but I'm not, like I said, that is to be expected because it's not technically a brush pen. So, got my angle, I'm choking up. Do my L first, light up, heavy down, and then my N, light up, heavy down, light up for the connector tail. Not bad. I mean, it really does kind of look like brush lettering. Okay, onto the Zebra Funwari. So one of the things I thought about here toward the end of that row was, how open are they getting here? Like, are they staying attached way up high, or are they opening up way down low? And I guess that's personal preference, whichever way appeals to your eye. They're opening up about halfway up, so a quarter of the entire stroke. They're not waiting that long, but they're not starting quite this early. Whatever appeals to my eye is what I want to try to get consistent on. And I think I like mine opening up, down a little bit lower, so I don't come quite so close to connecting there. I like a little bit more separation. Going back to the super stiff, not really a brush pen, PaperMate Flair, we're going to start with held. So we're going right back to the D that we had last week, which is a loop and then an L on the end. So light up, heavy down, light up, heavy down, connector, light up, heavy down. Hear the pen squeaking? Light up, heavy down, connector. Ooh, almost made a beat. Dyslexia. There's my oval stroke. Held. Ooh, I need to get my slant back. There's no slant there. 3 L's in that one. I like it. I really like it, actually. I'm shocked. After the B's and D's last week, I really didn't think I'd like the H. I like them, but they seem very skinny today. All my words seem very skinny. We'll take a break from all the tall letters and do have. Light up, heavy down, keeping my angle. Light up, heavy down, A. V, heavy down, light up, connector, B. I'm amazed how well this Flair pen is working. I mean, don't get me wrong, it takes a lot of pressure. I'll tell you another reason I can tell that this isn't really meant to be used for hand lettering is where the cap snaps on. This ridge is annoying in its position. It's near where I need to hold on to it, so it's a little awkward. I want to hold up a little lower to get away from that little ridge. Just a word of warning. So I haven't been trying real hard to get the bottoms of my H's to land right on the bottom line, and I think I should be, because I think that makes it look a little messier when they don't cleanly land on that bottom line. When. Again, just one more tall H in this one. My downs here getting a little crazy still. All right, one page done. Not terribly bad. I like it. When, WH again, when and whim. And I went ahead and included both of those because I thought there are a lot of who, what, where, when, why. There are a lot of WHs in the English language, so why not get extra practice? Tell you what, guys, it's a lot of pressure, but I'm really liking forcing Flairs to do brush lettering. I think it looks pretty darn good, especially for $1 a pen. Or cheaper, and so many colors. Oh, you know what I was forgetting to do? Angle the 2 humps on my M. I actually accidentally did it there, and I noticed it right away because it looks better. I like this color combination too. H at the end of the word. Ouch. So starting my O. This is the only problem with this is I gotta figure out where to hold it. I'm noticing sometimes I get a little pointy. I wonder if these are bleeding through. Oh no, not bad. I just suddenly started hearing E.T. going, ouch. No, you are too. You're welcome. Actually, if you've never seen E.T. and you don't know what I'm talking about, then you're probably a lot younger than I am. Okay, I don't know what the magic is, but I'm really liking H's. Last but not least, bath. So I wanted to make sure I got a B in here somewhere, since that's only 2 weeks old. I think it's going to be interesting, the T right next to the H, because we're going to have to cross the T. Not bad. I think I kind of anticipated needing room for the cross and left myself a good bit of space there. And actually, you guys, the B and the H are very similar. You come out at the same spot, you just don't go all the way around and curve for the H, so that helps. Still something about my B's that I don't care for, but I think it's like the O, it's just a stylistic thing. So I might have to do some experimenting and let you know if I can come up with something I like better. Alright, there we go. Let's zoom out. We'll put this in my planner, see how it looks. There's a lot of yellow in the washi tape, so it brightens things up. I like it. Okay, well again, thank you all so much for telling me I was being too hard on myself. I think I'm either liking things better or having a better week or something, or maybe I just like the colors better because they're closer to green. I don't know. Anyway, I enjoyed H. I hope you did as well. If you're getting something out of these videos, if they're helping you stick with it and keep trying like they are me, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you!